Love that, Billy Joel. So Saturday, I went to the museum and checked out all the Greek statues from 200 to 300 BC.
What a weirdo.
They were naked. I realized the sculptures weren't good at all, and the only reason why they're revered is because they're old. And then it dawned on me that these sculptors were just pervs trying to get models out of their togas. And it was time, not purpose, that created their status. It's just porn. Which brings me to another relic of a dying era, Howard Dean. Dean, the most annoying MD since Patch Adams, spoke at Netroots Nation on Saturday. In case you don't know what that is, Netroots is like a Star Trek convention if you replace Star Trek with irritable bowel syndrome.
Gosh.
Not a bad idea. Here's Dean on all things mean, i.e. Republicans.
When people say Mitt Romney wants to take us back to the 50s, they're not talking about the 1950s. They're talking about the 1850s with the Know-Nothing Party. Does anybody remember the Know-Nothing Party? They hated immigrants. They didn't like Catholics. They didn't like Jews. They didn't like anybody. They didn't like gay people, but they didn't believe gay people existed. You know, there was some, I think there was President Ahmadinejad in back those days in 1850. They'd like maybe that again. I don't know what the Republicans want, but let them go someplace else and stop doing it to us, because our country's a great country.
That made sense. Oh, Howard, remember when you were relevant? Now your perspective seems so quaint, so old-fashioned, so 1850s. Which is why as long as the left keeps pushing division, the more likely Mitt's going to win. For America is sick of seeing its identity split into warring factions all the time. Dean maybe just handed Mitt Romney his message. Obama seeks to divide, but I seek to unite. I don't see black, gay, or Hispanic. I just see red, white, and blue. That message is poison to the left, for it's their message in reverse. The left doesn't see America. They only see separate identities demanding victim status. It's a toxic perspective that ultimately eats itself alive, which is why it belongs in a museum with those other dead ideas.
Brought it back.
I like how you brought that all the way
I was
back.
waiting for that.
I wanted to bring in the fact that I went to a museum with my family. That was the whole point.
To look at naked statues.
No, I'm walking around and I'm going, everything is a naked teen. And we're acting like it's art. Just because
like
it's
it's
2,000
okay.
years old, it's okay.
It's okay.
Oh, it's okay. No, it's terrible.
What were you
art's terrible.
expecting when you got there? The Fashion Institute?
One of my favorite dates with my husband, we went to a museum in France, and we did. He made up captions for all the statues. It's very funny, kind of, and maybe slightly inappropriate. Because I agree with you, it's disgusting, and that's why I do not go to museums.
If I had my way, we'd shut down all the museums and we replace them with a big, giant fast food court.
No, I like the Natural
There you
History
go.
Museum. That has dinosaurs.
All right, let's talk about, speaking of dinosaurs, Howard Dean. Bob, not one of his best performances.
No, is this one dinosaur to another? Is that the...
No, you are
T-Rex.
you survive. Dinosaurs didn't survive.
T-Rex is a good one. You should thank him.
I would want to be
Listen,
T-Rex.
You made
Like
your
a
point well in your
brontosaurus.
monologue, which is an unusual situation. But you said that he was irrelevant, so the question is why are we doing it at all? Why?
Is that the only
Because
speaker they could
producers
get?
like the idea of bringing Dean up because he's good TV.
Yeah, he is.
Another producer says, be nice to me. Okay, I'll be nice to you. It's good TV.
Oh, my goodness.
If we have to listen to Howard Dean, listen, the idea of suggesting, I know a little bit about the Know-Nothing Party, suggest the Republican Party is anything like them is ridiculous, and to suggest that somehow that they're biased against Jews and Catholics is ridiculous. It's not the kind of thing you ought to say, but also we shouldn't be covering Howard Dean. We might as well be covering Dead Lassie.
No, but Howard Dean is kind of their pit bull. Look
No,
what
he's
happened.
not.
Look what happened last week. Wisconsin taxpayers
We
opened
got to
up.
play. Can we play the clip of him talking about Wisconsin, or do you want to keep? Do you want to?
I'm not sure what we're talking about right now, but go right ahead.
No.
He talks about Wisconsin.
Yeah, I want to, because this is the funniest part, is him discussing Wisconsin. Sorry, and then we'll go back.
That's okay.
Apologize.
First of all, we look at Wisconsin as a win. We, which is not reported in the mainstream media, we picked up a Senate seat which denies Scott Walker a majority of the Senate. So we put the brakes on him, at least until the next election.
Yeah. So here, what I was getting to was last week, Wisconsin taxpayers open up a can of whoop-ass on the unions. Then President Obama has this issue with leaks. Obamacare is up for potential, failure at the Supreme Court level. Howard Dean has to get out there. He has to be play that far left mouthpiece and just be, provocative. And that's all he's really good for. You're right. The relevance is going away.
Far west, you need some whoop ass on that. I mean, the fact of the matter is, the people of Wisconsin decided that it wasn't the best thing to do to have a policy decision based on a recall election, number one. Number two, the side that I was on, which was to get rid of that scab, was to outspend 9-1. 9-1.
That's incorrect. Absolutely
Yeah,
correct.
that's-
It's
that's
not
not
9 to 1.
correct.
It's not 7 to
You
1.
should have seen the eyeballs on
it's very
that
close
side of the
between
table when
two.
you said that, Bob.
It wasn't very close.
I wanted to say
That's
how
just
Howard
flat
Dean
wrong.
ruined my vacation.
Tell me how Howard Dean
Well,
ruined your
so
vacation.
I was finally on vacation after 4 years and had a margarita and it was a hot tub and my phone rings. Someone gave Howard Dean my phone number and when I was first lady, he was calling to ask for Gavin's endorsement and ruined the whole vacation.
Hey, Bob.
Did he get it?
Go ahead.
No, it was after the scream.
I'm just wondering if Gavin gave Howard Dean the
It was after the
endorsement.
scream.
This guy almost became the Democratic nomination for president.
Yeah.
Our colleague Joe Trippi, I wonder what he thinks when he sees all that.
I like
Yeah.
Joe.
I just want to know, Bob, if you got a can of whoop-ass for me.
I do.
Or bring it.
Fight, fight,
Uh-oh.
fight.
Uh-oh.
You know what, though?
That's
I got to
right.
tell you, that Netroots Nation conference must have been the most depressing place to be this week.
It was a little depressing,
Yeah.
almost as bad as the conservative political action, whatever that thing is down in Washington.
CPAC.
You want some CPAC? You want some whoop-ass?
Yeah, bring it, bro.
You bring it, too.
Bring it, big boy.
All right.
They're telling me to tease,
Okay,
but I
brother.
kind of almost don't want to.
I
want to see where
know.
this is going to
This
go.
train wreck?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And we want to apologize for the children at home who don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, coming up, a kindergarten student who's proud to be an American sings his heart out on Fox News after school banned a patriotic tune. If you leave now, I will drive to your home, I will ring your doorbell, and then I will run away.
Oh my goodness. That's called.
Be an American